Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and WYW faithful, welcome to WYW Off the Books. The only podcast which delves into the minds of our athletes before an upcoming mega event. Now here is your host, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, CAW.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to WYW Off the Books. I'm the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher, and it's time once again to dive into the minds of our athletes to see what makes them tick with Immortal on the horizon. With that in mind, my guest at this time is the epitome of the overachiever in Weymouth Youth Wrestling. A graduate of Taka Michinoku's Kaientai Dojo, and well-traveled veteran who has taken on the likes of Ian Lancaster, Nick Switchblade, Owen Finch, and Corey Dangerous, and has emerged victorious. He continues to impress and thrill inside the ring to this very day. He has accepted the anarchist Matt Nova's open challenge and will compete for his Anarchy Championship at Immortal in what promises to be an unforgettable Anarchy Rules match. Please welcome WYW's ultimate underdog, Kid Dynamite.
Hello. That's me.
Yep. All right, first things first, Kyle. You've been with the company a long time. You've seen WYW grow and change from a tiny 3-town promotion to a worldwide entity. Now here we stand with the biggest event in the company's history, Immortal, looming closer by the day. What does it mean to you to finally get a chance to compete on a grand stage of this scale?
To compete on a grand stage? Not totally sure what I can say to this, but, it's exciting. I can say that much. Being able to fight people that I've fought before and haven't fought before, it's an experience.
Can you talk about your childhood and describe some of the things that turned Kyle Weaver into Kid Dynamite?
Childhood was more like hanging out with all the people that have, turned me into what I am today, to be honest with you. It mostly started out with hanging out with, James the Archangel himself. And then he's like, well, let's try this out. And then I started flipping around for no fucking reason. Because why not, I guess. There was a playground down the street from his house. We had a bit of fun there, so.
It's no secret you studied at the legendary Kaientai Dojo, but was Taka Michinoku your first trainer?
Yeah, he was.
All right. So, how did you come to start working in the wrestling industry?
So, basically, Taka actually got a I got a phone call from Jim Cornette himself, asking about me. And apparently Taka decided to sign me up for this program that we now have as Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Is that how you learned of WYW and what drew you to join the company?
I'd say so, yeah.
Alright, last question before we get to our first commercial break. What was it like to watch the company become what it is today, and how does it feel to have left your mark on its growth?
Watching this company grow. It's been almost a few years now, I'd say so. Just watching everyone fight, how they fight, getting better at what they do. I'm the same way, let's be honest here. It's a really gratifying feeling.
I can imagine. And on that note, it is time to take our first commercial break. Do not go anywhere. We've got Kid Dynamite Kyle Weaver on tap, and we will get to the test match series and his involvement in it right after this.
Want to know how you can check out the biggest event in CAW wrestling history? Well, have no fear, because this bumper is going to tell you how you can do just that. Firstly, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new. And make sure you hit that post notification bell so you're alerted when we go live. Wrestling has been taking the Twitch.tv world by storm, and Weymouth Youth Wrestling has decided to dip into the melting pot. So make sure, if you want to check it out on Twitch.tv, it's twitch.tv Weymouth Youth Wrestling, all one word. Mixer has also taken the world by storm with its revolutionary streaming program, and Weymouth Youth Wrestling has decided that it will be partnering up with Mixer as well. If you want to check it out on there, you can check it out on mixer.com/WYW Pride. That's MIXER.com/WYW Pride. And lastly, there's Periscope, a Twitter-based streaming platformer that you can find on our Twitter page by following at Weymouth Youth TC. That's at Weymouth Youth TC, all one word. And lastly, if you want to check out any other updates that comes out, make sure you follow our Instagram page at Weymouth Youth Wrestling. That's at Weymouth Youth Wrestling. We will now return you to your regularly scheduled program right after this.
Hi everybody, my name is Gary Hebert with the World Academy of Hockey.
We all know Gary is a great skater and also a great stick handler, enthusiasm.
Hands will get better, your goal will get better, you learn how to skate faster and better.
Developing that east to west lateral explosiveness. So that lateral explosiveness is going to lead to a lot more unpredictability and elusiveness on the ice. You know, now you see me, now you don't.
You really have to develop those skating skills and stick handling skills.
So listen, when you come to my camps or clinics, what we're after is this. We want to build a complete player, quote unquote, from the blades up. When we're on this ice, we're here to, number one, work hard, number two, have fun. If we work hard and have fun, ain't nothing else that matters, okay? Improvement is inevitable if we're working hard and having fun. Isn't that right, Nick? See? Isn't that right?
If you would like to try and go to Gary Hebert's World Academy of Hockey, please go to the website www.garyhebert.com. Right there will be a sign-up page for you to sign up anytime, anywhere. Make sure to also check out the schedule page and check out the different events that are on there to see what it's really all about. Gary Hebert's World Academy of Hockey, the breakthrough hockey performance center of North America. From the blades up.
Proud sponsor of Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
This is a public service announcement by Radio Massasoit. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Texting on your phone while you're driving. You don't think there's anything bad that could come about it? It's just a simple text, right, that you're sending out to a friend? Well, what happens if you hear this? That's you in a car crash. And pretty soon, you're going to be leaving behind your family, friends, and loved ones. Next time when you're on your way to school, wait until you're off the road to text someone. This public service announcement about texting and driving was brought to you by Radio Massasoit, where success starts here.
And welcome back to Off the Books with Kid Dynamite Kyle Weaver. So when last we left off, we talked about watching WYW grow and change. This brings me to the test match series. Obviously, you competed in two of them, but before we get to those, I'd like to know, what did you think about the test matches as a whole?
Test matches as a whole, basically, I know it's all, like, what started the company. And being in the sixth one kind of puts me at, well, I had to make an impression as some of the first. And showing off how I was impressed a lot of people, apparently.
And speaking of that, can you give us your thoughts on that match? It was a triple threat table from hell match, the first one televised in company history. It was you, Nick Switchblade, and J-Bones.
Yep.
Can you give your thoughts?
My thoughts on that match? Well, it was a hell of a match.
No pun intended.
It was an impressive match. Watching those two fight it out, well, I don't even remember half of it, to be honest with you. I got hit a lot.
Yeah.
Watching those two fight it out, well, I kind of just stood there and watched. And then I would run in. Very fast, I would run in. And people were apparently appalled at that, because I'm one of the fastest among us, apparently.
Well, hello. one side of the ring to the other in less than 2 seconds. That's pretty damn quick.
You could say that, I guess. And the way it ended, man, putting Nick's Switchblade through a flaming table with the Dynamite Destroyer. That was fun.
I can imagine. And I get the feeling, because I haven't watched that match back in a while, but I get the feeling there were a lot of people in that crowd that were rather happy themselves.
Oh, definitely.
Now we come to the 6-man ladder match. It was test match 15. Can you talk about it? You competed in it with such names as Sean Maverick and Brandon Curtis.
Sean Maverick. A terrifying man at his state. Jesus, man. Putting him down was quite a feat, I guess.
Oh, yes.
He's a terrifying man, and I'm not sure if, well, I could definitely try, but I'm not sure if I could, I would want to fight him again.
I don't blame you there.
Not only did I put Maverick down, I put Lil Andre down. And trust me, he's quite a heavy man.
They call him a tank for a reason.
Yeah. Then there's Brandon Curtis. Jumping at him from the top of a ladder. That was fun. Jumping in general's fun.
Yeah, if you don't happen to weigh 300 pounds like me.
That's fair enough.
Alright, last question before our second commercial break. WYW took a break for some time between the test matches and the Gold Rush tournament, as much to get the tournament prepped and let the athletes rest and recover, as for any other reason. How did you while those days away?
WIW on the 1-year hiatus. I could say I was training, I could say that much, but other than that, I would end up going out with friends.
Gotta stay social, otherwise you'll go stupid.
Yep.
And on that note, it is now time to take our second and final commercial break. When we come back, we deal with the Gold Rush tournament and look to the future. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
If you guys are into the underground hip-hop scene, please check out my cousin MC Solarwind on YouTube.com, SoundCloud.com, and other social media platforms.
Reason to go on, cause it's lonely on my own. I chose to leave my home, cause I thought that I had grown. My paper stack high, so high, but not cash though. My mind works quicker than most, guess why I rap for? I write lyrics backwards, didn't catch it, hit the fast forward.
You can check out all of his hits from his mixtape Classic.
It's all real. Underground past the pavement, we be wildin' on the corner freestyling.
To his second mixtape, I Am Solar Wind.
Breathe out, face, breathe in, breathe out, goals, breathe in, breathe out, fight, breathe in, breathe out, focus.
Along with all the rest of his music on SoundCloud.com/MC-Solar-Wind.
Didn't get the best cards, play whatever's given us.
Make sure you give some props to my cousin and tell him that James sent you here.
But get credit when credit's due. Lately I'm feeling I should stop saying lately. My thoughts is timeless, won't be here if you page me.
Love you, Ty. Keep doing you, man.
Solar Wind.
Proud sponsor of Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Home. It's where your story comes to life. Trust CertaPro painters to create the perfect setting as each new chapter unfolds. We're easy to work with, and our professional painters deliver the highest level of service. So wherever life leads, your home follows. CertaPro Painters. We do painting, you do life. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Labeled one of the best rock bands in recent memory and future rock and roll Hall of Famers, Disturbed are back with their newest album, Immortalized, featuring their hit single, The Vengeful One. Other tracks on this album include Fire It Up, Save Our Last Goodbye, Legion of Monsters. The official WYW Gold Rush quarterfinal theme songs. Never Wrong. And The Brave and the Bold. And the official premiere event, WYW Immortal theme songs. The Light. And Immortalized. Download the full album now on iTunes and on Spotify. Disturbed's Immortalized.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
And we're back with Kid Dynamite Kyle Weaver on Off the Books. Now we come to the Gold Rush Tournament. Thoughts and perspective on the tournament as a whole?
This is, to my knowledge, one of the bigger tournaments we've ever had. Well, the first tournament. Can't say bigger if it's the only one right now. But, watching everyone fight after a year of our hiatus, watching everyone come back to it is quite impressive to see that they can still fight at the level that they did before.
Yeah, it's like nobody lost a step. It's frightening.
And on top of that, we have the newcomers, Victor, Sagat, and Luco Lucky, and others.
Yes, some fresh blood for the WYW gods, if you will.
Maybe.
Can you talk about the matches you had through the tournament? Owen Finch, Corey Dangerous, Mark Young?
Owen Finch. That was the first one I was in. That was a blast.
I bet. You two looked like you were having a blast.
That was so much fun. I cannot, to any rate, I cannot believe that I actually won that match. That was a difficult match for just enjoying myself.
I got chills right near the end there when you two went up that ladder.
Oh, God. Don't remind me. I didn't know how that was going to end.
I don't think any of us did. I know John Caterer and Nate Farrar almost dropped a brick on commentary.
Oh, yeah. Powerbombing him into the apron was not a decision that I thought I would have to make. But he decided to keep getting up, so, had to happen.
And, all I gotta say is much respect to Owen Finch. He has heart to spare.
Oh, definitely.
And now we come to round 2, where you took on Corey Dangerous, the assassin of the Maggie Daddy Men.
Yeah. Corey. I was a little pissed off in that match. Yeah.
You think?
Just a little bit. Hearing about what he did to actually affect Johnny Starr, that was just... No. I didn't want that to happen. So I decided to floor him.
Floor him is an understatement. You went on the warpath.
Yeah, it was a warpath, but I still floored him. He was on the floor.
Many times throughout the course of the match, to the delight of myself and the other two on the commentary team.
Yep, that was the plan.
And then, of course, you get to the real bastard of the tree.
Mark Young.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever forget that match. The match that I couldn't win. I tried my damnedest to beat the hell out of him, and he would not let up.
Sometimes I wish he wasn't as resilient as he is.
You don't say. Like, how do you take that many and just stay up? Like, what?
Pretty much my thoughts exactly. And then, of course, despite your being eliminated from the Gold Rush tournament, it was not over for Kyle Weaver. You went into Gold Rush, the mega event, in a 6-man tag with Taka Michinoku and John Gray against the London Devastation. Mother of God.
London Devastation. Those assholes had quite a lot coming to them. They decided to go after my trainer. And boy, was I upset about that.
To say the least, you went ham in that match.
Oh, yeah. For the most part, I like to go ham. But, like, if I'm mad, I go even more ham. But that match, I went a little too overboard. I basically cost Taka that match. I was a little down about it. And then he talked to me about it, and he said that, don't worry about it. We will get them another time.
And hopefully that time comes sooner rather than later.
Right.
Do you have any particular memories and or stories that stick out to you the most from your career to this point?
Obviously the first match I was ever in, that Test Match 6. That was fun.
Getting to put a psychopath through a flaming table. I can imagine.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun when you get to throw people through fire. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I kind of sound like a psychopath myself. Yeah, I think I need to stay away from fire for a little bit.
Yeah, let's leave that alone, you little pyromaniac.
I'm Kid Dynamite for a reason.
Now, we look to the future. At Immortal, as mentioned at the top of the show, you will be competing in an Anarchy Rules match against Matt Nova for his Anarchy Championship. What are your thoughts about Matt and the upcoming match with him?
Well, I've known him mostly through childhood. And then meeting him here was the time of my life, I gotta say. And then he challenged me to a new belt. Dude, do you know how fun that's gonna be?
I can only think of how painful it will probably be.
It'll be painful, but it'll still be fun.
Lastly, do you have any final words for the fans or any competitors regarding Immortal?
I just gotta say, you just never give up. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. And then as for competitors, well, I'd say watch out for other people that are looking for a win.
And watch for flying objects.
Especially me.
Okay, that's about it for this edition of WYW Off the Books. My guest, Kid Dynamite Kyle Weaver, thank you very much for your time and input here today.
No problem.
And I can't wait to call you a match at Immortal. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Wrestling Encyclopedia Casey Gallagher, and this has been WYW Off the Books. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
A table from hell with the Psycho Asylum. An Iron Man match of factorial proportions. Man.
In this fight, I will melt you down to slag.
Versus Machine.
I calculate a 0.85% chance that you will win in your current condition.
All Metal Mayhem. Colleen Horizon.
When you throw me into the wolves, I will return leading the pack.
Vera McGarden.
And I'll do anything to be the warrior on top.
For the Athena title, best friends turned bitter rivals. Johnny Star.
Don't get in the way of the star or you'll get burned.
James, the Archangel.
I'm the real star of this brand.
For the international title, the Outsider, Mark Young. The Executioner, Michael X. For the WYW World Heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 fall.
Inside.
In a hell in a cell. WYW Immortal this Saturday night. Now available on these streaming platforms.